I love it up here in the mountains above the valley. A little hazy today. I don't know what that's from. It is beautiful though. It's been a while since I did a moto vlog. I've been kind of putting up rides, sharing maps and sharing routes and stuff like that. Which reminds me, I've started to post a link in those rides in the description where you can bring up the map and get more details and zoom in and out and see other trails around the area and things like that. The reason that I put those ride videos together for a couple of reasons. And one of them is so that I can look back and remember that ride and remember hanging out with those particular friends and remember what an awesome day that was. And the second reason is for people who live in the area here in Idaho or Oregon or, the Northwest, or who might be traveling up here and want to put together, they want to see some areas and see some terrain and maybe pick out some routes that they want to do while they're here, hoping that they're helpful. But, those are kind of the main reasons. And so if there are other, I just started posting the maps. So if there are routes that I don't have maps on that you would like me to recreate a map for, I'd be happy to do that, to, go back to an older video and recreate the map so that I can share it, because I'm using a different map site now. And I think it's meant for running, but it works really well. And it plots the distances and things like that, the elevation changes and all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully somebody finds it helpful. If not, then no big deal. I like to go back and see my old rides anyway. So, yeah, been a while since I did a moto vlog and just kind of rambled a little bit. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. I don't know. So I'm coming up 8th Street right now. I haven't been up 8th Street in a long time, but I will say this. If you were to go back and look at some of the original videos, I think one of the first ones I did was up 8th Street. If you were to go back and look at those from when I very first started riding, never ridden on dirt before in my life on a motorcycle, 4 months ago I started riding. And if you go back and look at those videos versus these videos, what I'm doing right now, you're going to find, of course, as I almost stall it, I was going to say you're going to find a big difference in my riding ability. I've put on 6,500-ish miles on this bike this summer since I bought it in May. And today is September 24th, 2015. I think I bought it in right around the same time in May, maybe mid to third week of May, somewhere in there. But huge difference. I mean, that 10-part series that I made when I first got this GoPro camera was like I was wiping out. I wiped out a couple of times, and I was almost wiped out a whole bunch of other times, and just trying to figure out ruts and how to manage ruts. And I knew you were supposed to look ahead and pick your line, but and look far ahead, not right in front of you. But I didn't know what a good line was to pick, I think, was my problem. And now that I've kind of experienced the good and bad parts of a forest road like this, I have a lot better idea and I can relax and just have a good time. And you know, when I first started riding, I was just didn't want to drop the bike, because not because I was afraid of getting hurt. I just didn't want to, and I was you know, tried to avoid it as much as possible, obviously, which is probably what everybody does. But yeah. So 6,500 miles will get you some experience to where you're feeling pretty comfortable. You know, I think during my first month, I think the fastest I ever went on a dirt road was probably about 25. And now I'm comfortable doing, you know, 50 or more if I have a long enough stretch. Doesn't really matter. So, big difference. I've learned a lot this summer, and I think one thing I have learned, you know, I've decided that I like riding on dirt more than I do on pavement, like highway riding. Reason being is that highway riding is, I guess it's fun if there's, you know, a lot of turns, but you just kind of shift a few times and then you just sit there and you don't do anything. Even if it's a twisty road, you're just leaning back and forth. You're not really shifting, or you're not really engaged with the bike. And that's one thing I've learned this summer is, or one thing that I've discovered rather, is that I do like riding on dirt more, because you're more engaged and you're shifting down and up, you know, 12 times a minute, or maybe six to 12 times a minute, somewhere in there. And you're constantly negotiating your lines, and you're having to think about it, so you're using your head, and it's just, I find it to be a lot more fun. What I think, as far as that goes, though, I think I've just recently decided. A friend of mine called me and asked if I would be, you know, interested in buying a DRZ 400 that he picked up, and it's his second. He already has his main one, but this is a second one, and it's a really clean bike. And you know, he offered me a fair deal on it, and I think up until that point, when I talked to him, I was thinking, yeah, I like dirt riding a lot better, you know, but I don't know how far I'm wanting to take it. You know, there's riding Forest Service roads is one thing, and riding single track is another level. And then, you know, you can really go off as much as you want. You can get in, you can go all the way into enduro and really get into some hardcore stuff. And so it got me thinking, and I think I've decided that I don't think I want to go that far with it. The whole purpose of this motorcycle, when I bought it, the thought was, it'll be a bug out vehicle if I need to leave town for some kind of, you know, emergency, whatever that may be. Or the other reason I bought it was to pack out deer, pack out meat, help me pack out meat. Obviously not elk, but, you know, to pack out deer. And those were kind of the two main reasons that sold me on it. And I've kind of obviously haven't done either of those, and I've just been having a blast on it this summer, and just practicing and honing my skills, you could say. But I've gotten into some areas that I didn't care for as much. And while I would like to continue to increase my experience, I think there's a toss-up between, you know, trying to get as good as you can and actually having fun. So this is a gnarly spot right here. Easy breezy. But yeah, you know, I think I think I've decided to stick with the original reason that I bought the bike. And you know, it's for bug out scenarios, and I'm going to start getting back into that kind of stuff. Oh, I lost my other camera though. That sucks. Makes it hard to do regular video updates. I don't want to use a GoPro to do a video update at, you know, like a tabletop, like a review or something like that. That sucks. So it fell off of it's about a $300 investment. Fell off. I think I left it on the motorcycle and it fell off. And here comes another gnarly section. I think it fell off, and I put a lost and found ad on Craigslist for it and didn't hear from anybody. And so kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. It's gone, and so I'm looking for a new camera to do a camcorder. It was a Canon Vixia R500. So looking for something similar to start doing those kind of videos again. I have a first aid kit video I need to do for the bike because I updated my first aid kit from hiking to kind of a level 2, more of a level 2 kit for riding motorcycles. So I think the goal from here forward, as far as the motorcycle is concerned, is I'm just going to keep having fun on Forest Service roads, fire roads, you know, roads, you know, four-wheeler roads are pretty fun too. I don't mind when they get down to four-wheeler ATV stuff. I like that too. But that's probably about as far as I'm really interested in taking this whole motorcycle riding thing. So I'm going to stick with that. And now that I've had my fun this summer and haven't really done much in the way of survival stuff, which is what I'm, you know, really, it's what this channel is supposed to be about. It kind of turned into a moto vlogging channel, which is awesome. I love it. I like doing it, and that's definitely going to be a facet of this channel for sure. But need to kind of start getting more back into the survival stuff. Hunting season is coming up, and I've got a lot of reviews of gear reviews that I want to do, and they're going to be on both sides of the fence. They're going to be, you know, I think most of them apply to what I carry on the motorcycle as well. So that's it. That's the update. That's what's been going on. Click the like if you wanna, subscribe if you're new. God bless, and I'll see you next time.